Today is the 29th of May. We are a few days away from the 1st of June to level 3 lockdown in South Africa. That is nearly 2 months of serious lockdown where those who have had Airbnb units have been really clamoring and saying, how are we going to survive? That's 2 months of no movement between premises. That's 2 months of no travel. 2 months of very few bookings or no bookings for most people. Well, is that actually true? Because I want to show you the strategies that I teach and the strategies that I've been using during this lockdown have still kept me at a very high percentage occupation in spite of all those restrictions and with me keeping all the regulations and rules in place. I'm going to show you these details and I'll see you on the other side. So to bring everyone up to date on how things are going, I created a specific listing as demonstration and proof during my advanced course of how we can set up an Airbnb, automate it, and dominate our competition no matter where you are in the world, generating high income. I started this on the 1st of March, had great success, and of course we then had the pandemic hit us just towards the end of March here in South Africa and of course globally, and I'm going to show you exactly how those same strategies that I was using then I've been using even during the lockdown periods and are still generating success. So here we go, take a look at the calendar and I'm going to show you how we're doing and how we're still listing really high up on all of the Airbnb pages. As you can see here on the screen, this is when I first took occupation, so I had a full occupation right from day one. As you can see, there we go, the 1st of March. And of course, things were going really well, generating high income using the specific strategies that I teach on the advanced course around how to get going, get high reviews, and of course, generate high income to cover all your expenses. Around this period of time, as you can see, there was the gap of a few days because this is when we were informed that COVID lockdown is happening in South Africa, all the borders closed, and of course, everyone just cancelled all their travels, and Airbnb just came to a grinding halt literally overnight. And during that time, it was, the question we were all asking is, what are we going to do? How can we survive? Is this the end of Airbnb? Well, in my side, as you might have seen from some of the other videos that I've produced, we quickly pivoted, and I'm referring to me and my units as well as my students who I shared all this information with, and we made sure that we could get guests who would actually be staying for a full period of time during the lockdown, so ensuring that we actually had good income during that period of time. As you can see here, on the 27th of March, we went into lockdown. I had a guest who therefore stayed all the way the whole of April until the 1st of May. 1st of May was the next release of the lockdown when he could actually move out and relocate to another province where he was looking to stay. And of course, at that point, we had to re-strategize and say, well, how are we going to work now with just level 5 people being able to use Airbnb? And this is what ensued, right? As you can see here, we started filling them up. We went again into level 4. And of course, some of these restrictions were that we needed to put 1 day between the guests. And as you can see, I still had a good turnout, about a 60-75% occupation rate. My expenses are still covered and things are really going well still here. And I want to show you that this is actually how it's been working. And of course, as you can see by some of these examples that I'm going to show, people have been really chancing, right? Have been chancing how to make this work. So here, if we take a look for example here, you can see that this person was actually saying, hey, I just need a break. Can I come stay in your unit? And I had to turn him away and say, no, we can only accept level 4 and level 5. The same is going to be here for another person, right? Alvin. He wants to go and spend his birthday looking at another wall or another place. I had to turn him away. Another person, again, wanting just to get out of the house. So probably for every 3 or 4 people who inquired to come and stay, I had to turn them away just to accept one person. So if we take that into account, that really shows that the fact that I still had all these firm people coming in who were actually appropriate level 4 criteria or essential 5 service people, it shows that the strategy is working really well. And part of that is here, as I'm going to show you this proof. Here we go. I took a screenshot or a website results of the 29th of May, which is today, around it saying here, and it says my listing is positioned on 2nd place on the first page. In other words, if you searched for a one-bedroom apartment or an Airbnb listing, and this is in the whole famous Bloberg scenario in Cape Town, high tourist area, well, my unit is coming up as second on the first page, and as you can see, is performing really, really well. If we take a look at this graph here, as you can see, starting March, I had my first unit, and of course it crashed down here to, well, crashed as in I'm only coming up 10th, out of 100 or 200 units, only 10th. That's the worst I've ever done, right? On that March the 27th? Well, of course, because I've just booked in one guest for a full month. So, of course, I'm not going to apply any of the strategies because I've got a secure person all the way until then. But as you can see, as we became more familiar with what lockdown looked like, and as I started up reapplying the new strategies, because we had to pivot it, as you can see, every time I've been working the way up again until today. We're at number 2 for the whole area of Bloberg, looking for those criteria of my unit. This really goes to show that these strategies that I'm teaching, that I'm showing you, work. So you can imagine that if they're working in a lockdown scenario, what do you think this would be like when we're actually in full back into mode Airbnb scenarios? And we will get that way. Yes, you might say, well, travel is slowly easing and there might not be international travel, but there will be so many South Africans who are wanting to get out of their houses, who are going to now travel locally instead of internationally. And all these places are going to start booming again. Even if it's just for work, people are traveling. They need to have places to stay. Hotels are still in lockdown. Hotels are not going to really open up successfully for a while still, but just because of the restrictions on the occupation rates. So we're really going to still see a coming back of the Airbnb, and there's a great opportunity for people who are looking to do rental arbitrage. In other words, looking how to rent a place and then sublet it in Airbnb, and then you generate and take the profits. This means you don't have to even buy the property. All you have to do is just be able to rent it from a landlord and sublet it on Airbnb, of course with the landlord's consent, right, and their permission for you to do that. And that is very possible. I teach everyone exactly step by step on how to do that, and this is incredibly exciting because we're going to see amazing deals come down the line, both to do the rental arbitrage as well as to buy properties that are rent ready as Airbnb units, ready for us to actually get going, to put on the market, and of course just to dominate like I'm sharing. The moment you use these strategies, the moment you start applying all these little tricks, techniques, the secrets, the ways to how to dominate the algorithms of Airbnb, you're going to just expand your portfolio and really start generating that great income. Remember, I'm in Knysna. I'm not in Cape Town at the moment. I'm not there to look after the place, to clean the place, to repair the place, to check guests in, to send them messages. All of that is done automatically, right? Automatically. While I'm sleeping, someone can check in. While I'm sleeping, messages are sent, check-in instructions are sent, reviews are done, cleaners are updated on what needs to be done. All of that is done automatically and is totally automated, and I can just be here and enjoy the lifestyle that I love to live with my family and everyone else, while back in all of my units around the country, including those of my students, we're sitting there saying this is a good model because even in spite of the challenges that we've got with COVID-19 at the moment, we're still able to make this successful, and that is something that is really amazing. So hope to really see you on the other side, and I look forward to updating you on the next update.